let's start with the match at Highbury. Arsenal up against Blackburn Rovers, who this time last year were lying 18th in the second division, but started today's match in third place in the Premier League and unbeaten. Match commentator is John Motson.
Arsenal hoping for their biggest crowd of the season so far, but 8,000 supporters have got into the ground without paying. In fact, it cost the club £150,000 to have that mural constructed. It masks the building work going on behind to replace the old North Bank with a new stand, which will take the Highbury capacity up to 37,000. At present, it's down to 29,000. But the size of the crowd is still an overwhelmingly new experience for 18-year-old Ian Selly, who makes his Arsenal debut today after 2 years as a trainee. The former Surrey schoolboy gets his chance because Anders Limpar was injured playing for Sweden, David Hillier is suspended, and Colin Pate's wife gave birth to twin boys this morning. So Selly wears number 4 and plays in midfield, while at number 9, Alan Smith is recalled in place of Kevin Campbell, who drops to substitute. Blackburn Rovers have not won a league match at Highbury since September 1946, but they arrived today with an unbeaten Premier League record, an unchanged team, and the Barclays Young Eagle of the Month, Alan Shearer, who may be nursing a few bruises inflicted by Spaniards, but who always enjoys facing Arsenal. He scored a hat-trick against them on his full league debut for Southampton when he was only 17, and he also got the winner when these teams met at Ewood Park in the second match of the season. Referee Mike Reid of Birmingham starts the match. Blackburn playing in all yellow from the left. It's David May. And here's Winterburn. Arsenal attacking what used to be called the North Bank. We now have to say the mural end temporarily. And they've yet to score at that end this season. Whether that's a good omen or not for Bobby Mims, we'll have to see. All Arsenal's goals up to now at Highbury have been scored at the clock end, which they're defending in the first half. Was Adams. Now Smith. Right. Out to Dixon. Merson's made a run down the right, number 10. Cut out by Dobson. Here's Merson again. Merson was a substitute in Spain. Plenty of time to kick that one clear. Dixon, Smith. Right. Smith goes into the centre now. To Selly. Parler.
Stand up!
Smith to Jensen. I've got a ball on square here to Winterburn. And here comes Wright at the far post. And the challenge was by his namesake. And I think they were trying to just make sure Wright of Arsenal didn't get up and fly at anybody there. Looked like a restraining hand that went down on him first of all, because the challenge was between the two Wrights. Ian, who came in on the blind side of Allen, trying to make contact for what might well have been a goal, and it caused a little scuffle down there. And I think, to be fair to one Blackburn player, he was just trying to make sure there was no overreaction. Up and under. Smith. Alan Smith. Ripley. Now, onside, Alan Shearer. The flag stayed down, and Shearer is bundled by Adams as he has the shot, and it was sufficient to put him off and make him send it wide of the post. Adams made the challenge, and it was enough, and it was legitimate according to the referee. Arsenal had been caught, not for the first time in their lives, looking towards the linesman, who didn't flag as Shearer bore down on David Seaman. He had a yard on Adams to start with, but he didn't at the end, did he? Out, Shearer. Well, 45 minutes of helter-skelter football, high-octane energy, but no time or room for the finer points of the game, really. No elaboration. And the half-time score, Arsenal 0, Blackburn Rovers 0. Well, the safest bet of the day, or one of them, apart from user-friendly in the St Ledger, was that this would be a tight, uncompromising match. Blackburn have let in only one goal in their last 5 games. And Stuart Houston, the Arsenal coach, writing in the programme, suggests that some fans may wonder if teams are sacrificing passing and skills on the altar of speed. Well, I think the evidence of the first half suggests they are. Here's Winterburn. Now then, Selly. Good-looking ball, that by the youngster. This is Ian Wright. And it's still Wright. Merson wanted it just tucked inside. And it has been now. This is Merson. Oh, it caught the defender's leg and spooned over the bar. What bad luck on Merson. Initially, young Ian Selly playing a part in the attack. He released Wright. It finally came to Paul Merson. Merson. Jensen was injured supplying the pass, but Arsenal looked for a moment there to be on their way, and a mistake by Mims. It's going to come to Parla. And he didn't keep the shot down. As Bobby Mims struggled to get back to the goal he'd vacated, yet to see a goal. This is Ripley for Blackburn. Foul. And that's going to... Oh! Well, Shearer appeared to put a hand towards the face of John Jensen. Jensen was the player who was involved in the original incident, and Shearer seemed to just put a hand out into his face. I wouldn't call it a punch from here, but there was the almighty reaction as usual. Jensen held his hand to his face, and he gets a yellow card for the original foul, which is quite correct. Now then, Shearer is told to cool it, but is not booked. Now, the first tackle here is a foul, and I think the referee is right in that from Jensen was bookable on Ripley. It's what happened then that angered the Arsenal players and wasn't cautioned for it. You shouldn't lift your arms under any sort of provocation. Newell. Oh, and Shearer gets in for a header, and a fine stop by David Seaman. Well, Shearer is at the heart of everything just at the moment. He's now injured. It's on the left eye that he was caught by the flailing boot of Adams. Well, this was one of Blackburn's better chances. They haven't had many. The flick on is good from Newell. The diving header is brave from Shearer, but that is a fine save back to the best of David Seaman there, really, on his line. Whether he can play on with a cover like that, I don't know. Seems as if he's going to. And it was cleared by Tony Adams for a corner on the other side. This one to be taken by Newell. Hendry has stayed forward. Moran is also there. It's Newell again. This is Sherwood. Header out was by Dixon. Now it's Parla. And he's... Oh, the referee's pulled it back. There was an offside flag up. 20 minutes to go. Now, where is the breakthrough, if there's going to be one, going to come from? This is Ripley for Blackburn. He's got May running up on the right, and David May came a long way there for Blackburn, and Newell! And a goal! A well-constructed goal for Kenny Dalglish's team, and Mike Newell is the scorer, but the credit, or lots of it, goes to number 2, David May, who made the extra man on the right-hand side. He got the cross in across the 6-yard line, and Newell tucks it into the opposite corner. Made it look a good decision. And Blackburn Rovers have won at Highbury in the league for the first time since just after the war. They're still unbeaten. The surprise team of the Premier League, maybe. They complete the double over Arsenal, who finished up fed up and frustrated, really, with a lot to sort out, because Mike Newell's goal gives Blackburn the points in the 71st minute. Their supporters celebrate, And with Shearer very much in the heart of the action again, the spectators have quite a lot to reflect on, even though it was by no means a classic. Arsenal have now lost 4 matches this season. They started as championship favourites, but they lost today to that second-half goal. Now, you had 3 points today, but it was at times a fairly bad-tempered game, Kevin. Is that a fair comment?
Yeah, there was. There was a few tackles flying in, but I think you're going to expect that. You know, there's an awful lot at stake in this game, and it is a man's game. And even though you might say there was a few late tackles and that, I think a lot of people get caught up into the excitement of the game and that. But I think there was nothing, you know, too malicious out there, and I don't think anybody got seriously hurt.
You've played abroad, haven't you? I mean, do you think the sheer pace of the English game is what sometimes restricts the skill and also emphasises or overemphasises the physical aspect?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Where I played in Spain, there was a lot more emphasis on a slower game, more passing, a little bit more technique and that. But in saying that, when I was abroad, what amazed me was that the people over there much preferred to see the English game than the Italian game, and that was actually the players there. They thought the game here was much more exciting, a lot more happening in the box, a lot more shots on goal, a lot more efforts, and they much preferred the commitment of that rather than the slow pace of either the Spanish, German or Italian football.
Now, Blackburn, I mean, they've kept, 6 clean sheets, which is remarkable, really. The first game they played against Palace, they shipped 3 goals, and one felt that they might be the sort of team who'd score goals, but let them in as well, and they're not. I mean, what do you feel?
Well, they're well organised, they're disciplined, they get lots of men behind the ball, but you can't do any of that without having good players. And we have an illustration here. There's 6 Arsenal in attack, there's 6 Blackburn players in the picture. The ball goes wide, it's crossed over, and then there's another 2 defenders plus the goalkeeper in the box, so that's 9 men behind the ball. It's always hard to break down. But the best 2 defensive pieces of play of the day, for me, were from a midfield player, Alan Wright. Ball comes in here, and that's a terrific tackle in the box.
He's only a little fella too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's only 5'4". He's playing midfield today. Here he is circled. And this is terrific defensive cover from the middle of the park. For once Blackburn's defence is at 6s and 7s, and watch him. Not only does he get in a position here to get back in, but he gets in a great position to block that. And that was another certain goal. But also he's not scared to get forward. He picks the ball up here inside the Arsenal half, and he keeps going. He passes it wide and he keeps going. And you can see on the clock above, 7 minutes to go, 1-0 up, but they're still getting forward. And that's what they're good at. They're good at getting men behind the ball, but also they're very, very good at breaking.
Yeah, he plays fullback quite a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah, he plays fullback, and it's got to be said that everybody's talking about the big buy, Shearer, Newell, Ripley, but Ken Dalglish bought him. He was the first buy, £500,000 from Blackpool. He's a terrific little prospect.
The defence looks confident, and a confident goalkeeper, because Mims has had...
He's had his critics in the past, but goals again speaks for itself this year.
Now, what about the attack, Gary? What did you feel
Well,
about
they're
that?
going well. They are hitting on the break, as Alan said. And Alan Shearer and Mike Newell really look to be a good partnership. They've settled in together very quickly. We see Alan Shearer, who caused Arsenal all sorts of problems all afternoon, gets a good chance here. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Tony Adams actually played him on side, but gets back really well. And if you look closely, there's a little nudge there from Tony Adams.
More than a little nudge to me. I don't...
Well, I would say it was a penalty. And then, and then here you see, if we can just freeze it there, Alan Shearer, who's partly hidden by Alan Smith, really attacks the space there. He takes a chance on where the ball's going, and that's the secret of getting in goal-scoring positions. And finally, the goal. A great ball here from Ripley, who gets May going down the right. But what I want you to watch here is watch Mike Newell, number 10. He's in the middle, and he makes the run. Tony Adams is with him, and then checks to the left for the space. He attacks the space and then knocks it in.
So nobody really to blame for that goal, just good play.
That's right.
Yeah.
And here's how to finish, the perfect finish. If you're coming on the far post ball, if you knock it from where the goalkeeper's come from, it's very difficult for him. Wrong foot's the goalkeeper, and it's an easy goal.
And Dalglish keeps smiling.
So we're smiling these days.
For the moment, anyway.